Hello people here, it's Mitsurugi Jones, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at a mod called Warsword Conquest. It is a Mountain Blade mod, Warband, so we're going to go ahead and dive right in here. It is based off, I believe it's based off the Warhammer Fantasy series. I've never played the Warhammer Fantasy series, just the 40k, but it seemed pretty cool, so I wanted to give it a try. Let's see here, okay. Male, female, chaos, Saurons. I believe these are lizard people. Skeletons, orcs, goblins, elves, dark elves, dwarves, and Skaven. We're going to go ahead and go with skeletons here. Ooh, I don't like that. Pops up this little information, hides all the text. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go with bandits. Bandit leader, a hunter, and I guess lust for money and power. I mean, if I was a bandit, might as well lust that. We're going to go ahead and go no quitting. It's a pretty good attribute start. I'm going to pick up some intelligence, maybe one in agility. Let's see, I want to have the most hit points because the freelancer mod is actually included in this mod, and I'm going to go ahead and join another person's army. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. The reason being I'm bringing it up now is because I'm not going to need much in leadership or prison management right now, or training or any of that good stuff. So we're going to put a couple in writing. We'll be able to hit really well. Maybe power draw 2, shield. All right, good enough. And one-handed weapons. Pole arms, I believe. Put a little in pole arms. All right. Bear mitts. Okay, let's go ahead and get started here. If you pick a human or some other race, there's all kinds of interesting things. With the skeleton people, I'm not really sure it matters what your skeleton looks like. So we'll go ahead and go with this nasally guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and start out in the faction, the Tomb King's Empire, because that's the skeleton faction. And those are the kinds of troops that I kind of want in the beginning, so I'm going to go ahead and pick these guys. Okay, so the reason I'm going to go ahead and join their army is because you get very little when you first start out. Basically, you get your bare bones armor here and a spear and some food and 160 gold. I'm sure you've played this game before. That's not going to buy you a lot of troops, and even if you were to say buy like 20 skeletons right off of the bat and attack the nearest bandits of 10, you're going to get crushed. They will just mop the floor with you. So it's always best in this particular mod to go ahead and start out with a lord. And I will show you how to do that here. We're going to go ahead and go to the castle. So the lord, talk to him and his girls, the mummies. Let's see here. Okay, we're going to talk to this guy here, at your service, and you want to pick this option here. My lord, I would like to enlist in your army. If you guys want to read all this stuff later, that's cool. I'm not a big fan of reading everything. I do want to point out, though, that you do get 40 gold every week in the beginning, and the food, so you won't starve to death. So we'll go ahead and start moving. Now, he's not going to start moving until we actually leave. And even then, he might not start moving. Sometimes they just chill for a while. If you start this way, you are not going to get a lot accomplished right off the bat. These kings have a tendency, or these lords, whatever lord you join, he's not really going to start getting into fights right away. So it can be a little bit boring if you start freelancer like this. But it is important. First of all, you start to get gold and experience right off of the bat. Every 7 days you'll get some more golden experience. As you gain experience, well, let's see here, I guess I could show you. Click on the side of the screen and go to the commander's report. It's going to show you who your commander is, your relationship with him, how long you've been with him. This experience to next promotion, that doesn't seem to be accurate from what I've seen. But it will be a while, and I'll show you on screen. Basically, you start off as a peon, okay? But as time goes by, just return to duty to go back to him running around the map. As time goes on, you will gain rank, which gives you more experience and more gold every 7 days. It also gives you better armor. and it's basically free experience. So you can save up money to build your own army, gain some relationship with a king in the faction you want, so you become a vassal later on if you want. You can join any army, any of the other factions, the Skaven, the Goblins, even the good guys if you want to in the beginning. So it looks like we might be preparing to siege here, which would be kind of cool. One thing I don't like about the Tomb Kings is it's in black. And at night it's really hard to see, and if you hover over one of these, it's kind of hard to do while you're moving. But you'll notice that it's a dark green text box with black text on it. And it's really hard to read, which isn't a big deal for like the names of the cities. But when you're looking for a specific lord and they're hanging out in a city and you hover over it, it's really hard to read the people that are sitting in the castles. So sometimes it's a little hard when you're doing quests. But other than that, I really like them. They start out a little bit slow, but once you get the levels up in your troops for these guys, oh, watch out. They are OP. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the notes here real quick so I can show you. In the factions area, you go to your faction, or whatever faction you're enlisted in. Right now it's the Tomb Kings, and it's going to go ahead and show you who you're at war with and who you're not. It starts off with, I believe, only one group. Let's see. No battle, no war, no war. We are at war with the High Elf Kingdom. Looks like. No war. Bound by truce. No war, no war. And Tomb Kings are at war with the Kingdom of Bretonia. Well, the good news is we are in a war. The bad news is those guys are way out there. These are the goblins, these green area here. The orcs are up here. That's the dwarves, the white. This blue area is the sailors. Way off to the left is the lizard kings and the high elves. The dark elves are a little bit closer. And then Bretonia is way off in that direction, that way, past the dwarven kingdom. Unfortunately, you cannot scroll all the way out to see the entire map. You have to, kind of just depends on where you are in relationship to the map. So, but as time passes, you will see that I'm gaining experience in gold, and occasionally you will get into a battle. They normally don't attack little P.1 guys, but they will attack lords on occasion, especially if you're at war with them. Excuse me. But my tracking must be really good. Okay, here's the promotion. So the archer, you become an archer, then you can level up to a little bit better archer, and then after that you're a cavalry archer. The spearmen, if you start out that way, you seem to go a little bit higher. So I'm going to go ahead and try the spearmen. So we will check that out. You probably, this first video we might not even get into a battle. Or maybe I'll pause it for a little while until we get into one so you can kind of see what the faction looks like. Get a little bit better idea. Let's try that real quick. I'm going to pause it for a little while until I get into a fight. Alright, still no fights, but I wanted to go ahead and show you that once you level up, you'll see here that I got better equipment. First of all, we got a head armor. That still just looks like a skull, but it works. We got basically a set of armor that's the same as what we had before. The spear is pretty much the same. Yep, it's the same, but we got a nice shield here, much better shield to go on with. So I'm going to go ahead and return out of here, and then I'm going to go ahead and pause it until I get into a battle.